Welcome to another War of the Visions Beginner's Guide. Today we are going to break down how you can upgrade your units in order to raise their level. In order to take a unit from level 1 to 99, you will need to both limit break and awaken them. Limit breaking requires 600 shards to get to limit break 5 with a UR character. You can see here that this Tifa has 237 shards currently. No shards are required for awakening a character, but the resources for this may be strained at first. Eventually, you will not have to worry about these materials or can acquire them easily. Complete both of these processes and your unit's max level will be 99. Both limit breaking and awakening will take rainbow orbs and rainbow thoughts. These cannot be farmed, so be careful with them at first. However, eventually you will have plenty of both and will not have to worry about them as much. For example, I have 228 orbs and 185 thoughts. In general, it is advisable when starting the game not to go wide and to build too many units. You will end up limiting the resources available to you and you won't be able to build your important units. Once you get to level 99, you will be able to take your character even further using the EX Jobs upgrading system. This lets you take your character to level 120. It also upgrades 2 skills from the main job of the unit, grants 1 brand new skill to the unit, and increases the damage cap of the unit. The materials for EX Jobs can be farmed with the exception of Blossoms of Paradise. These are quite rare, but now are becoming more common. Still, at first, you should be careful spending them. Think about it this way. You need 1000 total unit shards in order to take a character from level 1 to 120. That's 600 shards to awaken them to level 99, and then another 400 shards which will convert automatically into Mind Spheres to take them to 120. Now that you understand the mechanics behind upgrading your units, let's look at how to get those scarcest resource, the unit shard. When characters are on banner, like the Final Fantasy VII units currently are, this is the easiest time to acquire their unit shards. Banner units will have a higher chance of appearing in the shop, as we can see with Tifa's shards right here. There will also be a banner shop which has all of the unit and vision card shards in here. We can also buy tickets with Gil that will give us some shards for the vision cards and for the units. Sometimes these are on banners for Gil as well. Definitely look out for these whenever there is a new unit that you are pulling for. We can also go to the Mog shop and spend coins and various other resources on shards. Specifically for banners, there is a particular medal that you get when you pull on a banner, and that will give you resources in order to get some more shards. Finally, we can go to the challenge boards here and check out the bingos. For every single new unit, there is a bingo board where you can acquire their shards. Sometimes when you are playing missions, at the end of the mission, a Whimsy shop will appear. When you enter this shop, it will only be open for 30 minutes, and once it's closed, it can't open again for another 90 minutes. But as you can see in this shop, there are guaranteed shards at the top of the page. So these are shards for units that you own and for vision cards that are on banner right now. So for example, I don't actually own the From East to Horn vision card, but I can purchase the shards here for it. And I do own Tifa, but don't own Cloud, so I can see Tifa's shards here, but I cannot see Cloud shards here. This is a guaranteed way to get Tifa shards. However, it is only available during the course of her banner's length. Once her banner is over, she will not appear in the Whimsy shop anymore. You can also scroll down in the Whimsy shop and there's a chance that even more shards will appear for the units. We can see here that there's even FF7 Remake unit Mind Spheres in order to EX Job upgrade these units. Because of these ways to acquire unit shards, the best time to level a unit is during their banner. But don't be afraid to slow build a unit with other options if you are patient and you don't want to spend your VFVIIR all at once. There are ways to get unit shards even when a unit is not on banner, and I'll cover those now. There may be a random chance that the unit's shards appear in the shop, but also every single day we have an elemental shop which will have that element's shards. Now this will have collaboration units in it during the collaboration, but it won't afterwards. We can also go to the Mog shop and get a lot of shards there. For example, these March login medals contain all the non-limited units in the game, and we can acquire their shards. We can scroll down to the friend medals and see that there are some free units that you can actually purchase with these medals, as well as the shards for those units. The same thing is in the Arena medal shop and in the Guild medal shop. We also have the Soul Star and Vision Star shops. These shops are where you can get shards for units that are not yet level 99. Once a unit has 600 shards on your account, they will no longer be visible in this shop. Each time you purchase 20 shards with the soul stars, they will be more expensive to purchase. Once they cost 10 soul stars per shard, I would not recommend spending. The same thing goes for vision shards, and I would not recommend spending when they cost more than 10 per. Whenever you acquire shards for a unit that you already have 600 of, they will be converted to several currencies. So for example, here we can see these 10 Giza shards that I've acquired have become mind spheres, but also they've become soul medals. These soul medals can be spent in the Mog shop down in the soul medal tab, and you can get them for every single rarity of unit. With these, you can actually buy the fragments or shards for many different types of units. For the MRs, there's a lot more selection, and so on with the SRs and the Rs, etc. You can also tap this bottom left button that says normal, and you can purchase mind spheres. Now these are like the soul stars, where the more you purchase them, the more expensive they become. And once again, once they cost 10, I would not spend that on them. We have a similar shop for vision cards, and I would be careful about these UR vision card tickets, as well as things like the Blossoms of Paradise, as these soul medals are very useful for acquiring mind spheres for your units, and you don't want to waste them. We can also get shards from the Chocobo Expedition. If you click the top right, you can see all the materials obtained from this expedition, and that the collab units are included on here. And if we go to an elemental expedition, we can see that all the water units are included on this expedition. Once you've joined a guild in War of the Visions, it will unlock the barracks. Inside the barracks, you can place up to 5 units once you've unlocked all the slots, and you can set them in order to acquire shards at a certain period of time. So for example, with UR units, it normally takes 12 hours to get 1 shard, so within 1 day, you can get 2 shards. You can see that the first setting here is JP, so when you get the barracks, it will be set to JP. What's very important is that you immediately change it to shards, as these are the most important resource in the game, and you want to be farming shards in here at all times. The barracks can farm shards for limited units even after their collaboration is ended, making it very important to put time-limited units in here if you did not complete them. This is often what we refer to as slow building, as it can take a very long time, but you will eventually be able to build any unit in the barracks. In War of the Visions, you can also do 10 hard quests per day. These can be accessed from the story mode in the world quests, and then you can set a list here of your favorite hard quests that you'd like to do. You can do 2 attempts per hard quest per day, which means you can get 2 more shards for 5 different units per day, or 1 shard from 10 units per day. So currently I am doing 5 units here every single day, and I am slow building them as well with this method. However, you cannot access any collab or limited time units in here. You can only get these standard pool units or the Warriors of the Crystal and farm their shards. There are also vision card quests, which you can do once per day, and you can do 6 of those. You also can't get any limited vision cards in here, but any standard pool vision card can be farmed, and their shards can be acquired this way. Another one-time source of shards is in the story mode under the world quests in the bottom left. From here we can find character quests. So for example, we can see here that King Elda's character quest is unlocked at level 40, and when we complete it the first time, we will acquire 15 Elda fragments that we can use to level them up. This can only be done once per character, and it doesn't count for collab characters. There are also times where you will be able to purchase or acquire from banners or get from login bonuses select tickets. These select tickets will allow you to pick card or unit shards. So for example, I have a select UR vision card times 25 ticket here, and this allows me to select any shards for a UR vision card that I choose. To summarize, new players are focusing on getting their characters leveled up, and the biggest barrier to this are unit shards. These unit shards are easiest to acquire during a unit's banner when they're featured. There are different ways to acquire shards after the banner, and you can slow build your units over time, but make sure you are capitalizing on all the ways that you can acquire shards. So for the example of my reroll guide, we talked about Black Rose Helena. she would be a unit that you would want to acquire shards weekly in the Dark Elemental shop, and you would want to do her hard quest daily. I realized that I didn't cover everything it takes to get a unit to level 99. There are other materials on the screen that you can see right now that you will need in order to achieve this. And when we go to Awakening, you can see there's even more materials here. The majority of these materials are farmable, and you can see where you can farm them by clicking on the material itself. But if you need any help finding anything, don't forget that we have a War of the Visions help channel on my Discord, and I'm happy to answer any questions there. Otherwise, that will be it for this guide, and remember that War of the Visions is a marathon, it's not a sprint. It will take time to build your characters, but if you have the patience to do that, you will be rewarded with some really fun gameplay at the max level.